But I do want to ask you one challenging question that one hand, we're very, very happy that computing power continues to increase significantly and the price is dropping, which is even better. But at the same time, your GPUs are going to consume so much energy, so much energy. And there's some prediction that by 2030, the world's energy consumption will increase by 30%. Are you worried? Are you worried that because of your GPUs, the world is actually using more energy?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to work backwards, and the first thing I'm going to work backwards from is I'm going to make the statement that if the world uses more energy to power the AI factories of the world, we are a better world when that happens. Now, let me reason about a couple things for you. One, the goal of AI is not to train the model. The goal of AI is to use the model. The goal, for many of your goals, there's nothing wrong with going to school for the goal of only going to school. There's nothing wrong with that. Learning for the sake of learning, it's a noble thing to do, and it's actually a very wise thing to do. However, most of the students came here, invested a lot of money, invested a lot of time, and your goal is to be successful later, to apply your knowledge. And so the goal of AI is not for training, the goal of AI is inference. And inference is incredibly efficient, and it can discover new ways to store carbon dioxide in reservoirs. Maybe it could discover new wind turbine designs. Maybe it could discover new materials for storing electricity. Maybe more effective materials for solar panels, to so on and so forth. And so that's our goal. The goal is to ultimately create the AI, not to train the AI. The second thing I would say is that, remember, AI doesn't care where it goes to school. We don't have to put the supercomputers on campus where we're close to the power grid. What we ought to do is start thinking about placing the AI supercomputers off the grid, slightly off the grid, and let it use sustainable energy and not where population is. Remember, all of our power generation plants were created for the appliances we need to be close to our house. Light bulbs close to our house, your dishwashers close to our house, and now because of electric vehicles, the electric vehicles close to our house. But a supercomputer doesn't have to be close to our house. It could learn somewhere else. And then lastly, I hope that what happens is AI is able to be so efficient and so clever about discovering new science that the waste that we have, whether it's the waste of the power grid needs to be a lot smarter. The power grid is over-provisioned for most of the time, is under-provisioned for only some of the time. Most of the time is over-provisioned. And so we should use AI in so many different areas to save energy, to take it out of the waste that we have, and hopefully it's replaced by 20-30% of what ultimately it saves. And that's my hopes and dreams, is that in the end, what we all see is that using energy for intelligence is the best use of energy we can imagine.
Well, I certainly agree that the use of energy for intelligence is the best way to use energy. And talking about the intelligence, I want to come back to the topic of intelligence. Jensen, as you know, the Great Bay area, this region, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Dongguan, this area.
We both live in the Bay Area.
Yeah. So over the years, has become really the big hardware ecosystem, if I may say that way. If you build any interesting gadgets nowadays, if you don't build that in Great Bay Area, it's going to be less efficient because you just cannot simply find all those components. A great example, of course, is the company DJI, originally from here, the commercial drone company.
Yeah, incredible technology.
Incredible technology. Yeah, incredible. And so my question for you is actually, as we think about the intelligence, the physical side is going to become more and more important, the robotics. We will see, I assume, more and more robots. And of course, the special type of robots is actually called autonomous driving vehicles. autonomous driving cars. So what's your view? How quickly can we see those physical intelligence entities in our lives, at work lives? How should we even think about that and take advantage of this Great Bay Area hardware ecosystem?
This is just an extraordinary opportunity for China and for this area. And the reason for that is because the Great Bay Area and this whole region here is so good at megatronics already. The intersection between mechanical technology and electronics.
Yes.
What is missing, of course, for robotics is an AI that understands the physical world. ChatGPT or large language models today understands the cognitive knowledge and intelligence, but it doesn't understand physical intelligence. Mm-hmm. It doesn't understand necessarily that when I set the cup down, that it's not going to go through that table. Mm-hmm. And so we need to teach an AI how to understand physical intelligence. Well, let me demonstrate, in fact, that we're making good progress. Well, one of the demonstration that all of you have probably seen is you could generate, using generative AI, text to video. Mm-hmm. And I can surely generate a video that starts out with a picture of myself, and you prompt Jensen, pick up the coffee cup and take a sip. Mm-hmm. Well, if I can prompt the AI to go and pick up the coffee cup, why can't I then generate the tokens to cause a robotic arm to go pick it up? Right. And so the gap, the leap from where we are with generative AI and general robotics is very, very close. And so I'm very excited about this area. There are 3 types of robots that can be manufactured in high volume, and pretty much only 3. Mm. All of the other types of robots that we've seen historically, robotics has been around for a long time, but it's very hard to scale into high volume. Scaling into high volume is important because you need the technology flywheel. The high volume allows you to generate high R&D, which allows you to make great technology breakthroughs, which makes better products, which causes the volume to be even higher. And so that flywheel, that R&D flywheel, is vital to any industry. There are only 3 robots you could really do this for, but 2 of them are going to be the highest volume. And the reason for that is these 3 robots can all be deployed into the world as it is today. We call it brownfield deployment. Well, the 3 are cars, because we created the world for cars over the course of the last 150 years. Mm-hmm. And the second, drones, because, the sky is fairly unlimited. Mm-hmm. But the highest volume one, of course, is humanoid robots. Mm-hmm. And it's because we created the world for ourselves. And with these 3 type of robots, we can pretty much scale robotics into extremely high volume. And that's one of the advantages that a manufacturing ecosystem like this one, really has. And if you think about it for a second, this great Bay Area, it is the only region in the world where megatronics technology and AI technology simultaneously reside. Right. Yeah. It is not true anywhere else. Mm-hmm. You pick the other 2 large megatronics industries, regions, Japan and Germany. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, they're quite far behind on AI. They really need to catch up. That's not true here. Mm-hmm. And so this is really quite a unique opportunity, and I would really lean into it.
Yeah, I so happy to hear your view about what's going to happen in physical intelligence and the robots. This university is actually good at those things you just described. I'm sure being Great Bay Area, we have the advantage to work with the different companies, even different city governments. Just a few days ago, I was talking to the mayor of Shenzhen and also with Dr. Zhang, who runs the technology bureau for the city. We're just so happy to see in the Great Bay Area, especially the city of Shenzhen, is actually a city that iterates hardware at the speed of iterating software.
Yeah.
That is really exactly to your point that why this is a great opportunity for this region, for our university. But
I don't know who the genius was that selected from. I was reading about the work that you guys do here, and the work that my school does. Since I'm an alum now. I can now take credit for all of your good decisions.
Absolutely.
But artificial intelligence, robotics,
Yes.
and healthcare.
Yeah. Well, we
The
are
perfect three areas
suite.
to really innovate.
Yeah, with our new medical school, we push that even further. And
Yeah.
so the Jensen, but still, for all those good things to happen, we still need your support. We need your GPUs. And we actually running out of the time. The prompt keeps telling me that we already,
Speaking of GPUs, I brought some GPUs.
Yes! Yes.
If I didn't bring GPUs, I was afraid that I would not be welcomed back to my own school.
Oh my.